Okay, folks, I'm back with you. I was fortunate enough to have another phone. Come on. Go ahead, Sin. I was fortunate enough to have another phone with me, and I really wanted to get you involved because GiGi's doing so good that I wanted you to see this performance and kind of enjoy it with me. So we're a little better than halfway into about what's going to work out to be about a 2.5 mile run. She is really pulling now. And we found her sweet spot. She's loves it when mom's ahead of her because she wants to be with mom. So that's the motivational factor for her and what she needed. You see Jag, he's like, I could care less. That's Jag. And the distractions that the bike is making, the noise, and the challenge of the hill we're climbing is all super wonderful for her. Haw, haw, haw. And hey, Barbara, great to see you. They're home. We're just doing a if you've been catching up with me on the big board, I've been doing a lot more broadcasting lately. There's some new technologies out there that's allowing anybody to broadcast in different ways, and I'm loving them. So I have, we did a big run on Friday, so everybody is on break, except for I brought Jag out. This is kind of a mild, just a little more of a glorified walk. And because I wanted to get some training in for GiGi and get her some socialization, which with each husky on a one-on-one basis. And even though we do it a lot at home and we're just hanging out, laying around, running around outside, whatever, but it's all good. You can never have too much of it. So that's where we're at today. And right now she's pulling her little heart out. She's having a great time. And she's with Jag. This is Jag on my left. Jag's one of what they call a wheel dog. Now, traditionally on a sled, he's the dog, I believe, closest to the sled. And that's true in my case also because he's the dog in back. And with Princess, she would be considered a wheel dog too. And my lead dogs would be considered Chase and Zorro. But today, Jag and GiGi, because they're in front, you could consider them a lead dog. You can see Jag's got plenty of slack in his line, and GiGi's out there pulling. So when we get home, which will be in the next 10 minutes or so, I'll keep you tuned in, you will notice that he will probably, depending on how hot he is, but most of the other huskies get right into the pond. They have a pond with goldfish, koi, turtle, frogs, all that good stuff. And GiGi's a little small, but I might try to get her to dip in there too. We've got a jogger coming by. Again, anyone we pass or any obstacles, anything unusual we come into crosses our path, it's a great experience for the dogs to get used to because that's what trains them. Come on, G. She's a little nervous. Good girl. Howdy, howdy. Good girl, GiGi. So she was a little nervous for that. And if she didn't know, it's a stranger, and she's got that puppetitis in her. Puppyitis. So I hope everybody can see me again. I know there's some bad areas in there. So some of the broadcast might clip on and off, and I apologize if it does. Haw, haw, haw. Haw is sled dog talk. Haw. Boys and good girls. Good girl. Come on, good girl. Again, she's just having the time of her life. And Mom is, Mrs. WooFDriver, is up in front of us. So that's enticing GiGi to actually go a little faster. Now, I've trained her on this without someone being in front of us. Usually that's a shortcut when you have someone in front, especially in certain situations. If you have a dog that is really skittish or unsure of himself or herself on this kind of apparatus like I do, any of the fur wheeling, any biking, scootering, rough boarding, whatever, all the names I have for it, that's when it's really good to have someone in front of you with hot dogs. There's a specialized way we cut them up. So they're just slivers. So one hot dog can go a long way, because you have to be careful. You don't want them bloating. And food and exercise is a bad mix, especially with dogs. So we usually use it in the earliest training times, because they're usually not committing their full energy then. So look at her go. So it really does. Look at her go. Wow, I'm impressed. And Jag too. Jag knows we're getting building up speed, so he's starting to kick it in too. Jag's just starting to wake up when we get a couple miles on us. We're about 1.75 miles into it right now. Good girl. Got a hill we're going to climb here, folks. Gigi's just loving life. And you'll see her this year out on the trails with us. We're going to do some really cool stuff. I'm a guy that goes to extremes. And it's all for the love of life, for the love of dogs, and for the love of everything I'm doing. So I want to share that with everybody and show you how I think outside of the box, and explain that a lot of what we do with our dogs, we can actually incorporate them more in our lives than what you might think, by training them for different scenarios and getting them more involved with us physically to motivate us to exercise, as well as to be their partner in exercising. Now, granted, I'm not getting a lot of cardio, obviously, or exercise what I'm doing here, but the setup and work and to get this rocking and rolling takes a lot of energy from me, and a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I do. So it's all good. I'm really impressed. This is quite possibly the best she's ever done. I mean, she is just way out. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to end this broadcast, folks. I'm going to go to the big board and just do a real quick one.